Hello everyone, let's discuss today's editorial page analysis of various newspapers. The first article is, "The Indian Himalayan region needs its own EIA." In this article, the writer says that the Tista Dam breach in Sikkim and recent floods and landslides in Himachal Pradesh are reminders of the environmental and ecological damage caused by our development model, particularly in the mountains. It is crucial to assess the worthiness of any significant human endeavor in terms of its impact on the environment. The Environmental Impact Assessment, EIA, is a process defined by the United Nations Environment Programme, UNEP, as a tool to identify the environmental, social, and economic impacts of a project before it is implemented. The EIA compares various alternatives for the proposed project, predicts and analyzes all possible environmental repercussions in various scenarios, and helps decide appropriate mitigation strategies. The process requires comprehensive, reliable data and is designed to seek the most appropriate, relevant, and reliable information regarding the project. The baseline data on which future likely impacts are predicted are very critical. In India, a precursor to the EIA began in 1976 to 77, when the Planning Commission directed the Department of Science and Technology to assess river valley projects from an environmental point of view. The first EIA notification was issued in 1994, making environmental clearance, EC, mandatory for setting up certain specified new projects and expanding or modernizing specific activities. The 2006 notification saw 12 amendments in 11 years before being replaced by the EIA 2006 notification. The 2006 notification decentralized the process of EC and gave state governments powers to issue EC in certain cases. The EIA has been amended several times, with a draft EIA filed in 2020 for public comments, which created a further concern as it was perceived as pro-industry and compromised ecological concerns. The EIA could be the most powerful regulatory tool in the arsenal of environmental governance to further the vision of sustainable development in the country. It lays down the procedure and institutional setup to give environmental clearance for projects that need such clearance. However, the threshold limits beyond which EIA is warranted for all these projects are the same across the country. Despite the government's awareness of the special needs of the Indian Himalayan region IHR, the region's vulnerabilities and fragility have not been considered separately. Some industries mentioned in the schedule cannot be set up in IHR states due to various reasons, such as lack of infrastructure, and lack of proper planning. The next article is Confronting the Long-Term Risks of Artificial Intelligence. In this article, the writer says that risk is a dynamic and ever-evolving concept, susceptible to shifts in societal values, technological advancements, and scientific discoveries. The film Ex Machina illustrates how our understanding of AI risk can drastically change as the technology's capabilities become clearer. Short-term risks may be more tangible, such as ensuring an AI system does not malfunction in its day-to-day tasks, while long-term risks might grapple with broader existential questions about AI's role in society and its implications for humanity. Over the long term, the risks that present themselves are worth looking at. Yuval Noah Harari has expressed concerns about the amalgamation of AI and biotechnology, highlighting the potential to fundamentally alter human existence by manipulating human emotions, thoughts, and desires. Over 350 AI professionals have voiced their concerns over the potential risks posed by AI technology. The evolution to human-level AI capable of outperforming human cognitive tasks will mark a pivotal shift in these risks. Such AIs might undergo rapid self-improvement, culminating in a superintelligence that far outpaces human intellect. The potential of this superintelligence acting on misaligned, corrupted, or malicious goals presents dire scenarios. The challenge lies in aligning AI with universally accepted human values. The rapid pace of AI advancement, spurred by market pressures, often overshadows safety considerations, raising concerns about unchecked AI development. The lack of a uniformed global approach to AI regulation can be detrimental to the foundational objective of AI governance, to ensure the long-term safety and ethical deployment of AI technologies. The European Union's AI Act adopts a risk-based approach, tying the severity of risk to the area of AI development. However, the rapid pace of AI advancement often overshadows safety considerations, raising concerns about unchecked AI development. The next article is Carbon Pricing Challenges. In this article, the writer says that market-based solutions to carbon mitigation have gained popularity since the Paris Agreement of 2015. They are now implemented or planned in 73 national and subnational jurisdictions, covering 11.66 billion tons of carbon dioxide equivalent, CO2e, which accounts for about 23% of global greenhouse gas emissions. There are two broad forms of market-based solutions: the pricing of carbon emissions in specific sectors without specifying a target level, and a cap-and-trade (CAT) system in which a target level is specified. The EU and UK have set carbon pricing and emissions trading in the EU and the UK, while China has established the CAT mechanism in 8 regions. However, the carbon price emerging from emissions trade is only $8 per ton of CO2e. The US has not enforced any carbon price or CAT system at the national level, but California has set up a particularly ambitious CAT system with widespread sectoral coverage and ambitious mitigation goals. The dependence on estimates of the social cost of carbon, SCC, does not seem very sensible, as the impact of greenhouse gas emissions on welfare is subject to many uncertainties, including risks of crossing tipping points that are central to ecological and human health, and an intergenerational impact that requires a welfare assessment that runs into centuries. Many impacts of carbon emissions, such as those on health, living conditions in settlements, species loss, and ecosystem impact, cannot be easily valued and should not be discounted at the current real interest rate. India does not have a formal carbon pricing system or a carbon-oriented CAT program, but it does have a cess and goods and services tax, GST, on coal, collecting around $600 billion in 2019 to 20. The taxation of petroleum products and natural gas yields a much higher implicit carbon tax, resulting in a carbon price rate of $87 per ton of CO2e. India will have to consider carbon pricing options soon because of growing global pressure. Its exporting sectors may face carbon emission-linked trade barriers, and Europe is implementing a carbon adjustment border mechanism, CABIEM. India needs to consider starting with a sectoral carbon-oriented CAT mechanism in a few sectors, such as electricity generation, steel, and cement production. A nationwide system that stimulates carbon mitigating production and provides returns to R&D and relevant technology development is needed.